Coming into this show right now, the one and only Oscar Adelman. Oh, look at that. Where did you get that?
What?
I don't think I got one of those.
Wow. Nah, dude. Got to be homies with the sponsors and you get one.
I need to talk to Rabba. I don't know why. I want one of those cups, man.
Dude, they're awesome. Yeah, it's like insulated.
Cup.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I'm totally missing out on the swag here. Coming inside of the show, the one and only Oscar Adelman coming to D2C by way of venture capital. Many ways, many things now growing and scaling and thriving on the internet. We must welcome him inside of the show. Everybody welcome Oscar, founder, CEO of Remi. Get in here, Oscar. Get inside the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oscar, man, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Man, Oscar, tell us, give us a little lore on you, a little background on you. How did you find your way into D2C, creating custom night guards that, solve the problem of having to go to the dentist and get, spend $600 on another retainer of sorts? Like, tell us how you got here, man.
Remi was born out of a personal pain point. I grind my teeth like 1/3 of US adults. I was sitting in my dentist office being asked to pay $500 for yet another night guard. I'd lost it in a hotel room. And I said, God, there's got to be, where's the Warby Parker or the Away or the Casper for night guards? It didn't exist. So I quit my VC job and started it in my apartment back in the end of 2019. The rest is history.
Crazy, man. Quit the VC job. That's crazy.
Did a great job to start a what felt like a very risky company. In hindsight, we've been lucky. It's worked out for us. But yeah, it's you got to take risks.
Wow. What did that kind of early version of Remi look like that you just had to get that MVP out there? And then what made you kind of consider like, okay, this is starting to work now, that we potentially, this is starting to work. This is working now.
So my theory has always been that if we're going to cut out the middleman, which is the dentist, we have to go all the way. And so we have to be vertically integrated and we have to make the product in-house. We're not just going to farm this out to some lab somewhere. We're not going to ship it overseas. And so to answer your question, the MVP was a very, very small dental lab set up inside my apartment.
Wow.
Let's go.
We were figuring out, move out all the furniture. I had, from the second I woke up to the second I went to bed, people in and out of the apartment all day long. And don't tell my landlord that story about it. And we started there for months, actually, because we had to figure out how to really, build the process from start to finish, where somebody orders on our website, we ship them this kit to their house. They take their impressions at home. We walk them through the process. Either they submit a photo to our team and then our team will annotate that photo and give them feedback, or they can get on a one-on-one Zoom with a dentist on our team. But they take the impressions, they ship it back to what is now our big facility in Las Vegas, but at the time was my very small apartment in San Francisco. And then we manufacture the night guard, make it and ship it back to them.
Okay. The thing that I love about this, two things. Number one, you're doing it in the US. You're like, we're not going to find somebody who can do this for us. And then essentially we'll become the new middleman. That's largely a marketing company, which most of us are. Nothing wrong with that. But I love that you did the thing and you did the thing inside your apartment. That is crazy, man. You turned your apartment into a functioning dental
a little factory. Facility. Yeah, we had 3D printers and plastic presses and dental drills to cut these out. And our manufacturing line today looks very different with technology and robotic arms and all of that. But at the time, it was a lot of manual work. And I used to be concerned that, you know, the neighbors could hear. You can identify the noise of like a dentist drill, right? Like, you know, you go to the dentist, you know what that high pitched sound sounds like. And, you know, we had several of them going all at once before we got our first office. Somebody's going to say something. Luckily, nobody did, and we got out of there and into a real space quickly. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wish I had taken more pictures, honestly, of those days, but it was so scrappy. We were working so hard, so many hours. I wasn't thinking about documenting it.
Man, that's crazy.
This just seems like an operational kind of lift unto itself. Could you talk about, you know, what is the hardest part of this operation? Because it seems like there's a ton of different moving parts for you to get this right and have a quote unquote like home run customer experience.
It is a operational nightmare to build a business where every customer is getting a fully custom product, and the margin of error for that product is zero. If it's on your teeth and there's 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter of error, right, or one sharp edge or whatever it is, it doesn't work. So it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect every time. You have to be able to repeat this. We do it at scale. So we're doing thousands, tens of thousands of these guards a month. You know, we're an 8-figure brand now doing this. And so it is very challenging. What started as chaos has now evolved into a very streamlined operation where we've built out software that allows us to track every order, every technician on the factory floor, every lot number, every piece of plastic. So if you visit our factory, you'll see at every station 20 times throughout the course of this order moving from the front door to the exit, it's getting scanned in. We've got all of the data. We know who's touched what order when, for how long, where it's at, how long it's been there. But it took years to build out that OS for the facility. The nice thing is, to your point on customer service, now that system ties in with our support team. So if you reach out and say, hey, where's my order? I can tell you exactly where it is, how long it's going to take to get there, what the status is.
Love that.
It's a lot of building.
You know, okay, I think there's like a number of things to highlight here. To me, what stands out is obviously to build this kind of business, it takes operational excellence, which a lot of folks inside of our space and consumer, e-com, D2C, retail, CPG, whatever, however you want to call it. A lot of us are focused on, I got to make better ads. You know, which is of course you do too.
We have to do that too. We have to do that.
Exactly. But you have got this like unique business where you're able to surface and deliver and experience a product that, you know, other people just can't go and buy. Like, oh, I'm going to run a hat company. Let me go find a manufacturer and then, you know, I'll make some pretty designs and we get after it. In order to build this kind of like unique business, man, it takes operational excellence. And I love hearing about this OS and like the trimming and designing of this whole experience that now you can connect to truly deliver a one-of-one product to a customer who needs it. I find this fascinating, Oscar.
It's a interesting merge between classic D2C because we have to do all of the things, right? We have to have the customer support and the social media and the ads and you know, podcast and newsletter and everything. And then on the other side, we have to run a highly complex operations business that is cranking out these custom products. And so it sometimes feels like I signed myself up to run 2 businesses. And I realized that at the time. And it doesn't mean, by the way, you make twice as much money. You just have twice as much money.
That's fair. That's fair.
But that's part of the moat, right? You know, to come compete with Remi today, you would have to build a system at scale that took us, you know, more than half a decade to figure out. And honestly, you know, I say this jokingly, but if I had known then what I know now about how challenging this business is, I wouldn't have started it. So I'm glad I didn't realize at the time, and I had those founder, you know, rose-colored glasses on.
Yeah. It's like we did this not because it's easy. but because we thought it would be easy. No,
You're right.
this is a great point though, because it's like the obstacle is the way. It's like for somebody to come up and like try to compete with you guys today, man.
Oh my gosh.
There's no manual that one can buy. There's no course that one can develop. Like, oh, let me go figure out how to make a dental manufacturing production facility and tie up all of the various processes to neatly integrate with my customer service and everything. Like it's a giant moat for you.
And then there's the scale aspect. Even if you went out and did that and invested huge amounts of capital to build a facility and all of that, you don't just start with the scale. A lot of our business today is returning customers, is the subscription business. Awesome. So traditionally, you buy a night guard for $500-600. It's this thick, bulky piece of plastic. Your dentist wants that to last forever, because if you come back 6 months or a year and a half later and it's broken or it's cracked or it's worn down, you come back with a pitchfork, not with your checkbook again, right?
Yeah.
So for us, because they are so much less expensive, we get to make them more comfortable with better materials. It's thinner. It's not like a big hockey puck in your mouth. But the other side is people join the subscription, because when you're used to paying $600 for one night guard, and I say, I can ship 2 fresh ones to your house whenever you want for $89 every 6 months, every year, it's up to you. You join. And so our business today is like 85% returning business.
Stop.
So to compete with that, even if you built the whole facility and you built a brand and you say, I'm going to compete with Remi, you can't build all of those customers that we've acquired and have taken care of over these years.
That's bananas.
I mean, Chris, we talked Friday about quote unquote anti-fragile businesses with Brian at Northmead. This is like the definition of anti-fragile. I mean, this is bananas. Oscar, could you talk a little bit too? Because you guys expanded beyond night guards as well. You guys expanded into other categories as well with whitening and oral care. Could you talk a little bit about kind of the thought process between like, okay, we're going to expand into this new product line. How do you get ready for that?
Yeah. So we have 2 different ways we've expanded. We've expanded on the core custom business, because if we can make you a custom night guard, we can also make you a custom retainer after you're done with braces or aligners. It's the same process. It's just a little different materials. And we can also make you custom teeth whitening trays, like what you would spend many hundreds of dollars for at the dentist, right? Again, same process, little different materials. And then there's the second part of it, which is we now sell an ultrasonic cleaner, which is perfect for cleaning any sort of dental appliance you have, but you can also drop jewelry in it. It's just an easy household appliance. Wow. We have a water flosser. We have a little UV case that you put your toothbrush in, because people don't realize when you flush your toilet, a billion little germs go over your bathroom onto your toothbrush. Okay, how do we fix that? And so we have built a relationship with our customers where they trust us enough to take what we've made and put it in their mouth every night, all night. The question is, how do we capitalize on that? And the fact that we've already acquired that customer and we have that trust to sell them other items that make sense to go in your bathroom, on your nightstand, and where they already associate our brand.
You know, what I love about this, this is something originally, this first thought, honestly, was put in my head by Alex Griefeld. And she said, in some ways, your LTV is baked into what you have to offer people. How many things 100%. Do you have? Can you merchandise to them that they want? And this makes all the sense to me in the world, especially on the back of you've built up such a kind of trust factor with your audience. 85% of them are returning customers. It's like, okay, like let's expand this. How else can we provide value to people's mouths, making them wider, keeping their toothbrush clean, you know, all of the things. Man, that seems so anti-fragile. It seems so like substantial, foundational. Man, it seems like Oscar, it seems like you got a tiger by the tail here, brother. I mean, not that it wasn't easy, but
depending on how you measure it, yes. But, and speaking to anti-fragile, you appreciate the fun thing about our business is when people are more stressed, they grind their teeth more. And so there's also this element of whatever's going on in the world or in the economy or in your life at the time, whether you're in good times, unfortunately, it's a chronic condition, you're still grinding your teeth. But in bad times, when people pick up that habit, it's actually good for business. So I hate to say it, but when the economy is hurting, we're doing better. It's almost an inverse correlation. But yeah, that's my interpretation of anti-fragile in a slightly different definition.
That's wild.
Oscar, I'd love to kind of go back towards, when you were in the VC world, is there some VC wisdom that you had kind of like this thought process about D2C before you entered D2C that you now totally disagree with? Now that you're actually the operator inside the business and you were like, God, I totally disagree with that Oscar VC version of late, of so far ago.
Yes, but I will caveat by saying I've now been in the DC world for a long time. So my connotations of what made a good D2C company more than half a decade ago, it's almost out of date today. But when I think back on what we were doing, a lot of it was still Meta spend and Google spend, right? If you can get those two channels, you can go to the moon. Yeah. And what I have found now in my business, especially in 2026, is that you need to do well on those channels, but you need to have a diversity of channels that work for you. And so I'd mentioned, podcast earlier. Podcast is a really important channel for us because like your viewers are listening to you because they care about you, they're interested in what you're doing. They trust you to have interesting content and relevant, interesting ads. And so when we go on a true crime, we do really well on true crime podcasts. When we go on true crime podcasts, it's that anxious late night people who's listening to the double homicide stories. And then the host starts talking about Remi and grinding your teeth and all of that. So to answer your question, it's not enough anymore to just crush it with Meta ads and have a good person running your Google PPC. There has to be other interesting channels that you're able to tap into. It wasn't the case, or I wasn't thinking about it perhaps when I was investing in consumer companies as a VC. But now that I'm in it, I know how important that is.
I think your summary here is totally the case. And 5 years ago, like you didn't need anything else. Like if you could crack Meta and Google, you could go to the moon. And a lot of us did. A lot of us did. Great product, Meta's working. It's like, man, you're fine and dandy. But it's not that way anymore. You need that substantial LTV, returning customer. Like, how can you bring people back and get to know them more? And I find this so fascinating about the podcast piece. Colin, have we had anybody in 2026
Zero
talk about podcast ads
Zero
and placement there? I find this fascinating for you guys. And it's like so interesting to think about this like double homicide, like murder mystery, and like people are tensed up. They talk about grinding your teeth. That's so interesting. Yeah, so interesting. And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if there are like other places and when some types of content that people in our ecosystem should be betting on when it comes to long form content like this. That's very interesting, Oscar. Tell me this, back half of this year, Q4, et cetera, is that the same kind of Q4 explosion that, a lot of us need in e-com and D2C? Like what does that piece look like for you guys?
Talk about another surprise. This has been a surprise for us. I would not, and I sell custom night guards, and I would not get my friends or family custom night guards as a Christmas gift. It's just in my mind, it's not a great gift.
Yeah.
Yet Q4 is our second biggest quarter of the year. Q1 is amazing because it's a health and wellness brand. And so people,
Totally.
I'm going to start the year on a fresh note. I need to, you know, help with this habit. I'm waking up every morning with jaw pain. How do I address that in the new year? But we have a huge push in Q4. And I really just think it has to do with people being prepared to spend. And I had assumed it was spending on gifts, but what we found over the last handful of years is that people will spend on whatever it is that they've been putting off. I don't think that many people are buying our product for other people as gifts, but they're buying it in November and December more than they're buying it in October.
Wow. Oscar, I mean, where do you guys see you kind of going from here? Are you trying to push into kind of more broader at-home oral and also potentially like a sleep wellness brand and trying to kind of craft things around the sleep experience? How do you kind of see yourself progressing over the next couple of years?
It's a good question. A lot of our plan is determined by what our customers are telling us that they want. You know, we've got now hundreds of thousands of customers that are bought into the brand, they're bought into the subscription, that, you know, repeat purchase, word of mouth is really strong for our business. And so I see my job as the founder to listen to what they're telling me. And so a lot of what is on our product roadmap, and I won't get too into the weeds on that, but a lot of what's into our product roadmap have been specific recommendations or requests from our customers that said, you know, what would be really cool is if you had this. And then we said, oh, we could do that. Let's send out a survey to 1,000 random customers and see if they agree with you that they would want this. And people do want it. Okay, let's figure out how to make it.
Smart.
Incredible.
Smart. Oscar, man, we appreciate you making the time to join us and dropping sauce here on the show. Man, especially, oh gosh, it's so interesting. The return customer, 85% is wild to me.
Bananas.
The podcast piece, I think, is so interesting. And man, you guys have man, you've built a very real business that is like manufacturing right here in America, custom one for one. Incredible. Brother, where should people go find you, follow you, and also you know, get their oral care needs taken care of? Give us the whole list.
Shop Remi, ShopRemi, shopremi.com is the best place to find us. You'll see all of our socials there. But as you guys well know, visit our website and you'll start getting our marketing emails and our newsletter, and all that starts to flow. I really appreciate you guys having me on today. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. I have to say again, like, I'm like blown away at like the prices that you can do this for.
It's
so
great.
Only because we're vertically integrated, and only because we're doing it here. No shortcuts.
It's incredible.
Incredible, man. Oscar, we appreciate you joining us. Look forward to having you back, brother. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Take care.